Thank you everyone once again for joining the call. My name is Adobe and I am Customer Success Outcome Executive here at Reliance Infosystems. And it's great to have you joining us for this workshop. Before we dive right into the topic for today, there are a few housekeeping rules that we would like for you to note. First, this presentation is recorded and all attendees are muted and videos are turned off, but not to worry. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to drop them in the chat. We have experts on ground readily available to attend to all of your various questions. So our speakers for today are Taye Aziz, who is a solutions architect, as well as Olufemi Adebayo, who is a cybersecurity engineer. So together they will help us see both the technical and business perspectives of threat response. Moving on to our focus areas for today's workshop, we'll be starting with an introduction to the XDR ecosystem, of course, what it is and why it matters. And next, we'll explore how XDR helps us correlate and investigate multi-vector threats. Then some real-world use cases to make it practical. We'll then connect this to global standards like the NIST and the ISO frameworks. We'll also showcase a live demo so you see it in action. Finally, we'll open it up for questions and answer. I mean, by the end, you understand how unified intelligence enables proactive threat response. Just before I hand over to our experts, I'd like to give a quick introduction of Reliance Infosystems, who we are and what we represent. I understand that some of you already are customers, right? But this is for the benefit of those who are meeting us for the first time. So Reliance Infosystems is a global IT company with digital and physical footprints in various countries of the world. As a leading advocate for digital transformation, we have steadfastly navigated the technological frontier, orchestrating business, operational, and protection impacts. So we've expanded significantly through strategic partnerships, right? We're not just keeping up with technology, we're helping to shape it. Our global footprint also reflects both our growth and our commitment to securing businesses in a rapidly changing threat landscape. So moving on to our vision and our mission. Our mission is pretty straightforward, so our mission is just to help you, our customers, to help amplify our customer success stories. So this we do by engineering, simplifying, transforming, and scaling business models for structural dominance and unparalleled excellence. We run with a single vision of reinventing the world. We believe in simplifying complexity and also enabling organizations to operate securely at scale. Moving on to our customer success pillars, as a customer-centric organization, we place our customer success at the heart of everything that we do. So together we steer towards a future of unparalleled security and growth. Our services are anchored on these pillars, which are, we have the AI and people transformation, which speaks to enhancing productivity and employee experiences through AI. There's also the cyber defense. So this encompasses various cybersecurity services and solutions. Our third pillar speaks to operations and insights. So by this, we aim to drive business operations, controls, and also amplifying efficiency. Lastly, we have the cloud services. So this involves infrastructure and applications in the cloud. So moving on to the various partners that we currently work with. Over here, you're seeing a highlight of our partnerships with leading technology companies, and these alliances enhance our capabilities and also enable us to deliver innovative solutions to businesses like yours. As an organization, right, we've been able to service a significant number of companies, organizations, businesses, some of which are now displayed on my screen. So this is just a brief overview of who we are. At this point, I'll be handing over to our expert, Adebayo, who will be continuing the conversation. Please remember to ask your questions in the chat. Over to you, Adebayo.
Thank you, everyone. You're welcome to this powerful event. The future of cybersecurity, detection and response. So many times, even the future of economic situation in various countries because of meltdown is in doubt, certainly the future of cybersecurity detection and response is not in doubt, because we'll be looking at it today. We'll be showing you and displaying to you what you are welcome. So you're welcome to this workshop. Like has been said, feel free to ask your question in the chat, and it is very important for you to just get these things of any question you have, so that you share the questions, and we'll answer it. We'll do our best to answer it. Imagine a cyber attack before it begins. Imagine speeding the cyber attack before it begins. Today we'll be taking to a step of a proactive defense, where detection is instant and response is intelligent. So that is what this is all about. And to do that, we'll be using XDR. What is XDR? Very important. What is XDR? XDR is a unified approach to security. It brings together endpoint, network, cloud, and email protection in a single platform. This allows to monitor continuously and detect. It allows to monitor continuously and detect threat early, and then automate the response and contain everything. Now, think beyond the antivirus. XDR doesn't just protect, it predicts, detect, and neutralize threat across your entire digital ecosystem automatically. So it is important for you to get acquainted with this XDR. And what we're going to be showing you today is a tested and trusted XDR. We're going to be introducing to you a tested and trusted XDR. All right. So sometime last year, a mid-sized financial firm almost became an headline news for the wrong reason. At about 2:17 a.m., a stealthy ransomware slipped past their firewall and came in an hidden manner that was just like any harmless network traffic. Most XDR tool will have raised a generic alert and suspicious activities after detecting it. But here is the thing: alert does not stop attack, but it just waits for people to read them, which is what normal XDR does. But there is this XDR that I want to introduce to you, trusted, tested, which we use, which happen to be in the environment of this organization. And what did they allow to do? It took the thing further. It saved the day by detecting unusual lateral movement, traced back the compromised admin account, and automatically isolated the infected machine before ransomware could trigger. By 7 a.m., the threat was gone, reports were ready, and the business opened as if nothing happened. No news, no ransomware, no downtime, just answers and action. Mr. Olowolayemo, who happens to be the most senior IT person in the organization, was saved of 6 months imprisonment, because if your environment is breached by Nigeria Data Protection Act, you are liable to 6 months in jail. So it was saved by this simple XDR. And so we want to introduce to you, this is not just another tool. It is an AI-powered partner that hunts threats live, automate response, and strengthen your compliance posture. Welcome to our heroic, trusted, and tested XDR called Sophos XDR. So we are here to introduce to you trusted and tested Sophos XDR, which happen to be in the environment of this mid financial people that change their life, and it bring everything back to normal. What would have been a calamity, a catastrophe, it changes everything by restoring order, and everything went well. Mr. Olowo Layemo received an alert by 2:15 a.m. and before he could say anything, but it was trouble. But by the time he got there, the next day he checked, even before he got there to a unified system, he saw that things were okay. And by this morning, he was saved a lot of things. The company was saved, the business continued, and all thanks to Sovos XDR. So I want to introduce you to Sovos XDR. Okay. What is Sovos XDR? What does it do? What if every piece of security data, endpoint, cloud, email, network, and cloud work as one? Sovos XDR make that your new reality. And so from one single pane of glass, you can see what is going on in your entire estate. And that's what Sovos XDR does. And now, watch out for our poll. A poll will be coming out. Please engage with the poll so that we know you participate in this poll. A poll will be coming up right now. So just engage with the poll. All right. I'll give you some time to digest the poll and engage with the poll. So it is important for you to understand Sovos XDR it makes this your new reality. It is AI powered, AI intelligent, and it empowers the security team, no matter your level, to be able to engage, no matter your skill level, whether you are a beginner or you're an expert. It has AI intelligence that can make you engage to find out and ask of things in the ecosystem. So it is very important for you to understand this. All right. So moving on. Why antivirus wait for an attack? You know, we need to compare Sovos XDR. Okay. The poll is here, so you can engage before we go on right now. So you can engage before you will go on and digest the question so that we know how to better help and assist you. All right, so let's go on. Sovos XDR, let's compare with your traditional security, because some people are like, I have antivirus, I have antivirus in my environment. Yes, antivirus wait for an attack, and XDR sees it coming. Why is EDR stop at endpoint? Sovos XDR protect everything. Which will you trust? Which will you rather trust? The one that protects everything from your cloud, your email, and you get telemetry from everywhere and see what is going on. Which will you rather trust? A lot of people are like, I have antivirus. I want to tell you that the threat actor, once they get into your environment, they don't strike immediately. They study your environment. They look at your environment. And many a times they disable your antivirus so that I will not even be able to catch them before they do their havoc. And you wonder, but you have antivirus. Yes, it has been disabled. And they bypass it. They will disable it from the endpoint, and then they will do what they have to do. But Sovos XDR is not like that. You cannot, there is something called tamper protection. You cannot disable it at the endpoint. You must disable it from a central place, which only the super admin have access to. So it is important for you to understand the way these things work. Okay, so what are the use case? Use case one, early ransomware detection. Like I told you, by the time the threat actors are coming in, he's already getting suspicious about what they are doing, unusual movement, behavioral pattern. The AI is checking it out, and before it becomes a ransomware, it gets it knocked out. Before they encrypt the first file, it gets it out and ensure that everything is going on well. So it is important that you understand this capability of Sophos SDR. It stops it before it encrypt the first file. And if for any reason it encrypt the file, Sophos SDR have what it takes to unencrypt it immediately and restore normalcy back for in your environment. So it is highly good, is a go-to system that you need to check out. All right, use case 2. You know, when you look at securing sensitive files transfer, you know, the threat actor, when they get to your environment, they kind of link to a command and control server and transfer files, malicious file. But it has the capacity, Sophos SDR has the capacity to cut off the payload, the malicious file, and block them instantly, and not make sure that they don't get into your environment. So that's another aspect of it, and it can ensure that your file transfer that is okay is going well. And even if somebody is trying to transfer file out of your system, it blocks that move also, unauthorized transfer. So that's how, you know, because the threat actor will come and they will transfer your file before they encrypt it and go and sell it in the dark web. But Sophos SDR have the capacity to block all this, capacity to block payload coming into the system, capacity to block transferring file out of the system with an unauthorized user. So you just set it and you get that done. Okay, let's look at the third use case, simplifying threat hunting. Yes, this thing can simplify threat hunting in your environment, and it doesn't matter the skill of your IT personnel, they can use the AI-powered natural language to do this. Ever wish to ask your security system to show you suspicious PowerShell command in the last 24 hours? Now you can do that with AI doing the heavy lifting for you. You don't have to crack your brain. Just ask the AI to tell you the PowerShell command that is being used in the last 24 hours, and it will give you where it is used, when it is used, the device on which it is used. So this will give you telemetry, and you'll be able to know why is this here and query certain things. So you are empowered to be able to threat hunt anytime, any day, and see what is going on in your environment before they turn into chaos and calamity. This is one of the power of Sophos SDR. All right, so use case 4, unified security operation. You know, it can be overlaid with the existing security investment, and it will integrate seamlessly and get telemetry from all the investments you have done. You don't need to jettison your initial investment. I have an antivirus, I have another firewall, I have another endpoint. Sophos SDR can overlay and integrate and get telemetry from all these other security that you have invested in. And you don't have to jettison them. You don't have to throw them away. It will just integrate with them, and one dashboard, zero noise. So as that cut through the alert storm to show you what really matters. That's one of the things. It tells you what really matters. It cuts through the noise. It gets telemetry and tells you what truly matters. So it is important for you to have. It's a must-have in your environment. Okay. Now, if you had a 24-hour expert SOC team on call without hiring them, you have MDR that brings this capability with Sophos SDR. They can bring it to you, an expert-led threat hunting. And if you want this in your environment, we can make this happen to you for you. So it is important leveraging on Sophos SDR. You can leverage on it. Third party can leverage on it for you in your environment, so that you have a SOC team in your environment without hiring anyone. You know, it is important, and that is also great. So why should I use Sophos SDR? It's trusted, tested. Over 15,000 plus organizations already trusted it. 50% faster operation, top rated on Gartner globally. The real question is, why haven't you had this? Now, a poll will be coming up, so please kindly engage with that poll right now. Why haven't you? All right. Okay, so you see the poll. Do you currently view SDR? Okay, so you can engage on the poll and then ensure that you understand the question and engage on the poll. SDR is a life-changing partner that can help your organization and keep you safe so that you don't have to worry about yourself in the middle of the night. You can sleep soundly. Now, this is not just a tool. It's about compliance, confidence, and control mapped to international standard. So it's aligned with NIST, and ISO 27. It's compliance. It has all the compliance you need for your organization, international organization. So it is very, very important that you understand this. It's not just a tool that just any other tool. No, it helps your compliance, it helps your organization, it helps you to protect you against the Data Act when you can detect and get things done. All right. So the key benefits are clear, enhanced visibility across your environment, proactive threat hunting to catch attacks before it spread, automated response and reduced dwelling time. You know, if it is, you can get things done before you even think about it, before manually get it done. So as they support compliance with standards like NIST and ISO, it is very important that you understand this. So very, very key and very important that you understand this. So what do you want to do? We will not just talk about this thing. Let's stop talking about the possibility and let's show you action. It's all about answers and it's all about action. Sobos SDR is all about action. It's all about answers in your environment. So at this point, I'll be handing over to my colleague, Taye, to do some demonstration so that you see it in action. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Adebayo, for that presentation. Good day, everyone. My name is Taye Aziz. I will be taking you through the practical demonstration of SDR. From what my colleague has said, we see how we can leverage the capability of the SDR. And another thing before we dive into the demo is that some of us don't really know is that when it comes to a breach, before an attacker breaches an organization, the attack might have been in the organization for the past for days, months, even years before the strike. But the only thing we see is this organization has been attacked. The attack don't just happen in a day. The threat actor might have been in that organization for days. And with the help of Sophos SDR, you'll be able to investigate and also detect and also remediate and take actions before it becomes an attack. This is one of the functionality, as my colleague has rightly mentioned. And with this, you don't really need to be even like an help desk can also navigate through Sophos SDR to investigate an attack or a detection before it becomes a breach. Now, let's now dive into it. And please, I need your attention. And in the course of the training or demonstration, if there are any questions that we want to ask, you might do well to drop them on the chat window. Me and my colleague, we do well to answer you. Okay, now the functionality of Sophos as that help us achieve this is when we come to the threat analysis. This is where we investigate detection, or also remediate or detect and also investigate, remediate. We also carry out remediation with Sophos SDR, from what my colleague has rightly mentioned here. Here we have and there is a detection. A case is automatically generated for the detection, and it's now left with the IT team to now investigate the case, what's about, and what are the things that need to be done. And without knowledge about programming, being a Java, you can operate this. Now, as we say it here, we have different cases that have been generated automatically. Now, let's dive into one. Let's take this first one. Particular case or this detection created. Now, as we can see here, leveraging our AI tools from the functionality of Sophos SDR that make it different from other SDR is the ability AI in detection of response. Now, in this case, this is a case that has been generated. What we can do as an IT team, head or IT team, is to use this case summary, leveraging AI. So you can see my mouse here. About and the steps to remediate this. And is this detection malicious? This, after interpreting it with the AI, this will show us what the intent and what the attacker or the detection is all about. Now, as we see this being generated, now take like 1 minute for AI to generate it, just to summarize the detection for us in order for us to have insights. That's why, from what my colleague has said, that Sophos SDR leverage AI. You don't need to be even if you are not tech savvy, you'll be able to operate it and also investigate a case. Now, as this is going, we also have another detection here that speaks to the command line. This is okay. I think as the summary has been generated, as we've seen the summary now, we can see the impact, the host that is having this detection. The name of the host is Kensign, and the IP. Another thing we need to check as an IT team is this IP, is it familiar in our environment? If it's something that is not familiar, then that's another point that needs to be noted. But if it is familiar, then we need to check the artifact to see what this detection is trying to achieve with this. And also we have the active user, the user that is using that device at that particular time. You know, in a case whereby we have devices that different users log into in our organization, then this one will show us the user that is trying to perform these activities and the time. Another thing we can use this to do is leveraging the AI. We can use it to interpret this command line. This command line is being run by the process. It's generated by this detection. You can also run this command line to see the intent of this. Hello.
Hello, Taye. Your screen is frozen.
Okay.
So you might want to probably unshare and reshare again. It's not moving.
Oh, okay. Sorry for that.
While we wait for Taye, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. We have experts on ground on standby to attend to your various questions. Thank you, everyone.
Adaobi,
it's coming.
Please,
yeah, it's coming up.
Confirm. Okay.
So it's blank now. Just completely blank.
Okay. What about now, please?
It's not visible yet. This is your network. Maybe we can get somebody else to help you share. Or maybe just drop off and join in again.
Okay, let me do that.
Okay, thank you everyone again for joining. So we've dropped in the course of Adebayo's presentation, we've dropped a few polls. I would like to oblige you again to kindly help engage the polls. And if you have any form of question, feel free to drop them in the chat. Any form of questions in the chat, and we'll be glad to attend to your various questions. So we have. So I'm trying to read through the various polls that has been shared previously. I can see that we've not gotten any response for the one that was shared at first. How confident are you in your organization's ability to detect cyber threats? So we've not gotten any response to that. You might want to help us engage that poll. Okay, I think Taye is back. Yeah, your screen is visible now, Taye. But you're not audible.
Okay, sorry for the break in transmission. As I was saying earlier, that please, do you want to confirm if I'm audible now?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, as I was saying, leveraging AI, you'll be able to, as an IT person, you'll be able to interpret the command line. That's why, like my colleague said, you don't need to be tech savvy, like with little or no knowledge in programming or everything. You'll be able to navigate through this. As we have it here, we've been able to interpret what this command line is for and the intent and the outcome. These are some of the things to investigate this detection. We also see the malicious verdict, what this user is trying to do. And another thing we can also do with this is, through the detection, we have a detection here. When we click on these cases, we have detection. Then from the detection, we have different detection here. We have the one that speaks to the malware, the probe. Another thing we can do to navigate through this is, as an IT head or IT team, is to click on the detection. We have the pane that's open by the side of the detection here, where we have the overview of the detection. We have the device name. We have the IP of the device. We have the process name. We speak to Chrome. And what this user is trying to access is a URL. When we scroll down, we see this 5 part is speaking to this URL. Now, as an IT, we need to investigate, is this URL, is it malicious, or is it something that needs to be allowed or blocked organization-wide? Another thing we can do with this is we can copy the URL. Let's take a copy of it. Then we check through threat intelligence, like VirusTotal. Now, what is VirusTotal? For some of us that are just hearing it for the first time, VirusTotal is just a platform to confirm or to see the different OEM rating based on the URL or the file, to see the rating, to check if the website or the file, the URL is malicious. It's a threat intelligence, and what we need to do is just go to the URL. What this is to investigate the detection and see if it's malicious or not. Now, here is the IP. Then we search through it. As this is loading up, okay, here we have it. We have 2 out of 97, which you can see the OEM rating here, just to compare the rating to see how malicious the URL is. Another thing we can use, another threat intelligence we can use, speak to Intelis. Intelis is sophos.intelis.com. We can also use Intelis to check the authenticity or the rating of this URL to confirm if it's something that we need to allow. Like here now, we have the file. We can also use it to check the how malicious a file is or the URL. Now for this URL, this detection, then we need to check through this. Yes, we need to use Sophos Intelis as well to check the rating from Sophos lab as well. Okay, sorry, just need to. Okay. Please, if you have any question, we can drop our questions. Okay, we need to analyze now. We analyze this site based on Sophos lab, and we see from which region is hosting the domain name and which server. Okay, here is the analysis from the Sophos lab. We have the URL and we have the server location. The server location for this URL is United States. We also see how if it's malicious, risky, malicious machine learning, and we can see these are some of the things that with little programming knowledge, you will be able to navigate. We see the detection. We see what this one is saying. Then another thing we can do based on this detection is we can also check. Okay, this is a URL. We want to confirm maybe after the user has click on the link, maybe the user has supplied their credential, it's a password or their username through this site or through this thing. What we need to check against the post action after the user have clicked on this link. Then we do that using the Sophos process ID. On the Sophos process ID here, we click on Sophos process ID. Then we use a live discover. Live discover is what enables us to be able to investigate or dictate if the user has also interact with the web, like web interaction. Now we scroll down. Here we have our web interactions. We run this query against the URL that we've copied already. We want to check, okay, after user have clicked on this link, is there a possibility that user have input their credential or they've not? Now, in this case, we need to fill in this start date. Let's say this one is starting from Monday, then the end date. Let's make it to be today. We want to just a week. Then for the header, since we want to check post, then we need to make it a post action. We need to make it a post. We want to check if users input their credential there. Then for the flow ID, we can make it a wildcard. Then for the URL, this to indicate the site that the user is trying to access, which is eaglesproperty.com.gh. Then with this, we need to run the query. It's a live discover query. As we can see, we run this against the devices that are online. If you want to run it against the devices on the organization, what we need to do is just to check this box, then we update. After updating, then we can run the query. Then we can run the query. This will list for us if any of the user have tried to input their credential, being it their password or their username onto this site. Now, the query is being run, then it's generating it. We'll come to this later in the later time. Now, let's go back. Another thing we can also do with this detection from here is we can isolate the device, because what?
Hello, Ty. I think your screen is frozen again.
Is anytime the threat actor gain access.
Ty, confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, I think your screen is frozen again, and we are getting prompts that we are a bit fast.
Okay. Let me.
Kindly. Okay, thank you. All right. So we have questions in the chat. We have question from Gabriel. Gabriel is asking, why is it that Sophos endpoint doesn't support or have vulnerability scanning feature for endpoint systems. So he gave an example, vulnerability scanning of users' PC applications or OS if they are outdated or needs updates to avoid them being vulnerable to attack. Adebayo, would you like to take that question before Tai proceeds?
Okay, is my screen up, please?
Yes, your screen
Go
is
ahead.
visible.
We'll come back to the question. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Sorry if I'm too fast. Okay, let me take it slowly. Now, after we might have confirmed from the threat intelligence, like the VirusTotal or Intelix, and we discovered that this URL is malicious. Another thing we can do, because as threat actor, anytime a threat actor gain access to an environment, what they try to do is to move laterally across the network, on the network. They try to move laterally to infect other devices. What we can do as an IT or somebody trying to investigate is we can isolate this device. What does isolation will do is it will disconnect the communication between the devices on the network before we conclude our investigation and try to remediate that. And how we can do that is from this host name, and click our host name, then we see run actions. What are the actions that we want to run? You can isolate the device, or we enable adaptive attack protection. What adaptive attack protection does is strengthen the security posture on that devices. Or we can also extend it. If you want to extend it, maybe we say that, okay,
Hello,
we enable
Tai,
it now.
your screen is still frozen. Your screen is still frozen and it's not moving from where it currently is.
Okay.
Okay, I can see your screen now.
Okay, sorry for the breaking transmission. I think maybe it's weather condition today. Okay, we here, as I was saying, that you can isolate, as an IT, you can isolate the device for further investigation in order to prevent attacker moving laterally on your network.
So now it's frozen again.
No, I'm not clicking on anything. Hello? Now, here is raw data for the detection. Is it still frozen? What can you see on your screen? Because I was not clicking earlier.
So I think the navigation is so it's not syncing with what you're saying. Hello everyone, we sincerely apologize for the glitch. And so for your response, Gabriel, I think Omolara has answered your question in the chat. There's another question in the chat from, please give me a minute to navigate that. So there's another question in the chat. I think that, okay, so the other question is, how do we activate this AI on our account? Is it free? Adebayo, would you like to take that question?
Yes, it is. It is free. Once you have the required endpoint license, you'll be able to activate it at no extra cost. So it's there waiting for you. Once you have XDR license, it's there for you.
All right, thank you very much. So I think your screen is
Adaobi, can you see my screen?
Yes, Abraham. Yes, I can see your screen.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Allow me to just step in to speak on TIE's behalf. I believe everyone can see my screen. You can just give a thumbs up to confirm. Okay, I think someone was raising his hands. Okay. All right, that was a confirmation. All right, thank you very much. All right, so like Tai was saying earlier, so this is the detection tab on the Threat Analysis Center. So if in your environment, you are leveraging the Sophos Intercept X with extended detection and response, that is Sophos Intercept X with XDR in your environment, this Threat Analysis Center will be functional, will be active on your Sophos central dashboard. And that is where you would see all of these tabs that speaks to how you can extend your security management beyond protection. All right. So this is a detection tab where you're able to see all of the information that speaks to your devices, the alerts, the malware that you're getting, and their severity level. All right. So as you can see here, you can see that we have their severity level. I'm trying to scroll now. I believe you can still see my screen. So this is, we are still in the medium severity here. You can try to filter, all right, to say you want to see only critical levels. We have the low severity, we have the medium severity, and also we have the high severity, and then we have the critical severity. So but for this dashboard that we are using, is just the medium and low security alerts that we have. So like Tai was saying earlier, we have the information here where you can check for a particular alert that you have on this dashboard, all right, which is, you can see the detection ID, which is generation A, that is the WinPro web malware HTML, the severity, the time the detection was done, the device type, all right, the host name, the detection IP, the process name. You can see that the source of this malware is on a Chrome browser. And you can also see the process path. All of those information would help, you know, to guide you on where the threat is coming from, all right? And it would also, in addition, give you other similar detections in the environment. Probably the same detection was made or discovered on other devices, all right? So then we have the parent process part. You can see that that is the part on the C folder, and every other information that you need, you know, the user of the device, the user on the device, and every other information that you need. And then you can compare, you know, these are the 4 similar detections that we found, you know, on other devices. I believe you can still see my screen while I navigate. So these are the other detections that are similar to what I just showed you. And when you take a look at it one after the other, you will see the similarities. You will see that it's from the same source, you know, or the same kind of the same kind of threat in the environment. You would see that it's the same kind of environment, not necessarily the same browser or the same process parts, but it's the same kind of environment, the same kind of a device. All right, the same kind of threat rather. So you can check in on each of the, processes, the detections, to further enlighten you, give you more knowledge on what you are looking at, and then this is a tab where you have device exposure. Let me allow it to load up so that we all can see. You can see the OS updates, breakdown of the OS type. You can see all of these on the device exposure, how vulnerable the device is. So one thing that happens on Sophos Central here is that when a device, especially Windows devices, when they are out of date or they are missing a very critical update, if Sophos updates will not be able to get to them because of those Windows updates they are missing out. All right. So it's fair, or it's okay to say that when Windows updates are missing on a particular device, Sophos will flag those devices, because there are some updates that is dependent. There are some Sophos updates that are dependent on those Windows updates, for Sophos updates to get on those devices, for Sophos updates to be installed on those devices. So if those Windows updates are not there, all right, or they are not there yet, they are not yet installed, the Sophos updates will not be able to, come on those devices. And that is what we can see here. So these are days since the last update, on those devices that we have here. So these are some of the devices, top devices that have updated in a while, that have last updated in a while. So you can export these. Every of these reports can be exported so that you can show it to, people that needs to see, probably the IT head or the management, for them to take or make a decision on how you want to go forward. As much as Sophos does not help with patch management or vulnerability scanning in a granular pattern or a granular approach, it's able to give you an headway on what systems are not updating, and those that are updating. All right, and then like Tai mentioned, this is the AI search tab where you can also question the detections that you're seeing. You can think out of the box. You just ask AI questions around detection and threats that pertains to security, and with this intuitive tab, you are able to get all your questions answered. So we're waiting for it to load. Let's just give it a minute or two. Okay, so we can come back to this while we wait for it to load up. Let's move on. So we also have the threat graph. So what does threat graph does for us? Threat graph helps you to, it gives you a graph, just like the word implies. It gives you the graph of what you need to see, what the source of a particular threat, that has been prioritized to be high or low or medium. So you can go into each device to find out how the threat got into the environment. You can also use this tab to run, take a record of how the movement have been, because when an attack or a supposed attack, a threat get into the environment, one thing they would like to do first, before they are even detected, is to move laterally across the network. All right, so you, with this threat graph tab, you are able to get where the thread started from, and then you are able to run other, you are able to scan the device, you are able to run other capabilities, other features of Sophos on it. All right, let me quickly move on so that we can take more questions as our time is fast spent already. So here we have the Live Discover. This is where you have a lot of queries, categories of queries that you can run you know, across your estate, not just your devices, depending on the products that you have in your environment. You know, you can run queries to get information, threats around your email. You can run queries on your firewall from here, if your firewall is registered to Sophos Central, and if your firewall is Sophos firewall, all right, you can run queries to, you know, get information about it. You can run queries to cross-check threats on email and benchmark it with endpoints. You know, you can run queries to cross-check your servers. You can run any type of queries. These are inbuilt queries, you know, from Sophos to help you navigate through the command line, instead of, you know, you going through the command line to, you know, put in those queries yourself. And that is why Tai mentioned earlier that you don't have to be tech savvy before you can use some of these capabilities that Sophos provides. So you can see them in categories, queries across AI, search, device, you know, compliance, events, files, cloud optics, and all of that. So this depends on the products that you are using in the environment. All right, so I'll just open one of them to get us started and see how it works. You can also search, you know, if you have any, you know, one in mind that you just want to question the environment to see what's going on when it comes to maybe updates, or when it comes to processes running on the devices. There are queries that are run against the devices that are online, and there are queries that are run against devices that are offline, both online and offline. All right, what do I mean by that is that we have queries that you can run against devices that are currently online, that are connected to the internet. All right, and then there are devices, there are queries that you can run against the data lake. That's the data repository. That is where you are able to, you know, question the data that has been gotten from all of the devices that you have. So depending on the kind of query that you are running, if you are running a device update query, probably you want to know the devices that have, you know, updated maybe a long time ago. That is a query that you are running against the data repository, the data lake, you know, of Sophos Central. That is an information that will run across all devices, either they are online or they are not online. But for some other updates, or for some other queries, those devices may have to be online for you to run that query successfully. That is, for you to run that query and it will give you the results, you know, across devices. That will be queries for devices that are online. All right, so you can see a list of queries here. It gives you the name of that query and it gives you the description, so you know what you're trying to, the information you'll be getting or the results you'll be getting after you run the query. So you can also use your search button. I clicked on all queries, so it takes me to all of the queries that we have in the environment. So when I search for updates, or let me do updates here, you will see different queries that has to do with updates, you know, patches applied, pending or updates, patches installed on a host, Windows devices not updated. This is a very common one that, you know, we can run in the estate. All right, and then you enter the value, you know, from what day to what day you want to see, or from the when is the last time that you want to, you know, query against. Probably devices that are updated before last week Monday. Last week Monday is the 1st of September. All right, so you can see all of those informations there, and then you can run your query. Please confirm that I'm still audible. Hello, please. Am I still audible?
Yes, Abraham, you are still
All right.
audible and visible.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. So I think these are some of the, you know, intuitive capabilities that Sophos XDR is here to offer you. And then if you want to take it further, you want to dive deeper. All right, you want to dive deeper. If you're the type that plays around command line, you can run scripts and all of that. You can take it further. If, for example, I'll give us, just to conclude this demo, I'll give us a scenario around, a user reaching out to the IT administrator to complain about a system, his or her system that has been malfunctioning for some time, maybe some days, and probably it's an application that is causing, maybe the issue is sluggishness, the system is slow, and you just want to find out why that issue is happening on that user device. But then you can't call the user to come to the office. Probably the user is not around you. Maybe it's in another office or in another region. Probably the user traveled out, or maybe he or she is on leave, and there was an emergency, an impromptu task he or she needs to complete, but then the system is malfunctioning. She doesn't, she couldn't find her way around getting it resolved on her own. And so she reached out to you, and then you want to just troubleshoot to see if what she claimed to be happening to the system is truly what it is. You want to, do further investigation on what you feel or what she has complained to you about the system on. All right, so you can, pick the system either from here, or you go to your endpoint. You can pick the device, you search out the name. All right, you can pick the device and then you just search. Okay, so I'll give you an example using my system. All right, my system is on this dashboard. All right, so I'll just click on my system. So here is my own system, and because my system is online, of course the system has to be online. From anywhere she is or he is, you can see the system here and what is going on that system. You can run a live response command to further troubleshoot based on what the user has complained about. So if the system is online, you will see this live response that it is not grayed out, it is active. All right, if the system is not online, this live response tab will be grayed out. All right, so that shows you that the system is online or not online. Also, you have to be a super admin before you can do the live response. So that's why I said, you want to dive deeper into getting or investigating what is really happening with the system. All right. So, and then you can start your live response. You can give it any name you want to investigate, you want to troubleshoot. You just give it a title, so that it will be in record that you have run an investigation on that device before, when next you're coming to that device. All right. So let's allow it to load, because we need to all see how this works. All right, so this is a command line interface directly to the device that I'm live responding to. All right, that I'm doing live response to. This is a command line, just like this is exactly like you're on the system. You are directly on the system via its command line. All right, so, and these are normal Windows command, that you can run, like WinVar. You can run ipconfig to know the IP, just normal Windows command. It's not proprietary to Sophos. It's not specific to Sophos. All right, they are normal Windows command that you can run. Like I said, you are directly on the user device right now. Probably you want to stop an application that is slowing down the system, or you want to stop a process, or you want to delete a folder. You can do it like you are running normal Windows command. All right, so I'll just let me start with ipconfig, that we are familiar with. All right, and it's going to give us all of the information, like you are running it on the device directly. You can see all of the information here. All right, it gives you the information that you need to start with to know the IP. All right, and the configurations on the device. All right, so let's proceed. Let's list out maybe the processes, the current processes, applications that are running on the device. Okay, I hope a moment. Okay, so it's one word. All right, so here we can see all of the processes that are running. You can see it. Let me take it to the beginning. There's a lot of processes here. All right, so you can see the image name, you can see the PID, you can see the section name, and the memory usage of all of those processes, just like you are running it on the normal Windows, PowerShell or command line, command prompt, just in case also if the user is not a tech savvy, that, you can't ask him or her to run some things on the devices, you can just run it from here while you are connected to the user, and you're able to see all of the processes. As you can see, a lot of cvhosts.exe are here, VPN, and all of that. You can see it here. So let's look for something to kill. For example, I have, all right, I have Outlook here. Okay. I have Outlook here. What else? I have Microsoft Edge. I have a lot of applications are here. I have the command line also opened on this device. All right, that is on the user device. So you can see all of those things here. So if you want to probably kill or stop a process from running, or you can even shut down. If you want to shut down the system, you want to restart the system, just normal Windows command, you can run it here. So I want to kill an application. I want to stop an application. Let me not use the word kill. I want to stop an application from running. So I can stop it by the IAM name, that is the service name, and I can also stop it using the PID number. All right. So I'm looking for Outlook now. Where is my Outlook? I saw it now. Let me look for it. Okay. Outlook. Saw Outlook just now. Where is my Outlook? Yes. So probably you found out that it's Outlook that is, slowing down the system, and you want to, stop it. So we have the PID number here, 6428. So let's run a command to stop the Outlook from running. Of course, we're going to start with our tags, and then we do tags kill. All right. And then 6428, right? That's our 6428. Okay. So you might want to try to stop it manually. Okay. Getting something wrong there. So let's do it again. I hope this runs successfully now. Okay. So task kill. Okay. Six, 4, 2, 8, 8. Oh, okay. So I guess that's where the mistake is. Okay. A moment. And okay, valid. What's happening? Okay, so let me do something. Okay, so Okay, so we're looking for, I hope it has not changed. 6428. Okay, so let me do a skill outlook. Okay, that's not what I want. Outlook. Let me see. Tax is not recognized, so it has to be tax skill then. Okay. Just a moment. Okay. All right. While I find my way around that, let's do something else. Okay. So you can also as well stop a service. All right. You can stop a service. You can start a service. So you just put in the service name to stop that service from running. You can just type it. What service do you want to stop? So let me find a service. So you just do your net starts, just like you're running it on your normal Windows. Net start or net stop. Net stop. So let me look for a service. Service. Looking for a service to stop. All right, so let's see. Let's stop. Let me go back and do this again. Okay. Apologies, just a moment. Okay, so okay, so just a moment. All right, so tax. Okay, so then SQ. Right, then PID 6428. So you can see that we have successfully killed a particular tax, and I believe that is Outlook. So let's look for Outlook here. Outlook. Let's be sure it's here. And then we confirm that is no more there. Outlook, where is Outlook? Outlook. We are done already. We'll be taking questions now. I just wanted to show us this. And then we are through. So Outlook, we have our Outlook here, 6428. All right. After we run our tax list command. So we're going to run the tax list again and look for Outlook if Outlook is still there. On my device, the application has closed already. So if we were to look for Outlook again, after we have stopped the tax from running, the process from running. So this is the list of what we have now. And you would agree with me that Outlook is no more here. So I'm trying to look for it again to see if it's there, right? Outlook. Right. I believe we can't find it again. Yeah. So these are many other things. Like I said, it's normal Windows command that you can leverage, that you can play around, to just troubleshoot, investigate what the issue might be on a user's device. Probably there's a folder that Sophos has been flagging. You might want to go into that device and see anything funny that is in that device. You can delete it as well, check the directory and delete it. So I believe these are some of the features that you can leverage using the Sophos XDR. Of course, we have the Sophos Intercept X Advanced, and then we have Sophos Intercept X Advanced with XDR. So for organizations that have a team of IT security personnel, you all can leverage this capability to help your organization, to protect your organization, to expand the security posture. It helps you to increase your visibility around what users are doing part-time, the applications that are installed on users' device, all right? And then even outside of work area, when they are not in the office, you are able to monitor, beyond the office network, beyond the firewall, you're able to monitor these and many other things. It's able to give you that telemetry in real time of what is going on with the user's environment. All right, so I think I would like to drop the mic here, and then we can take questions if there are any. So I'm checking through the chats now. Okay, the screen is not, okay. Why do I have, Ada, do you want to help me with some of the questions that has not been answered, if there are any? Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you, Abraham, for that insightful demonstration. So yes, we are now down to question and answer. I'll just look through the chats to be sure that we don't have any unanswered question. I think pretty much all the questions in the chat have been answered. But if there are any further questions, please do well to drop them in the chat. And we have experts on ground to attend to all of your questions. Okay, so in the absence of thank you, Gabriel. Please can you do a demonstration on this? Okay, so we have a question directed to Mr. Akin. Please can you do a demonstration on this Sophos managed risk? Would you like to answer that, Mr. Akin?
Okay, good morning, everyone. The Sophos Managed Risk is a service that comes with the Sophos Managed Detection and Response. So we are not able to do a demonstration on this unless you have, because it's a service provided. I mentioned earlier that it's powered by Tenable. So Sophos works in partnership with Tenable to provide this service. So they basically do the patch management and all that for your environments by themselves. It's not like the normal vulnerability management solution where you are the one that trigger it, and with the managed risk, there's both the internal and external vulnerability management. So it goes through your for the external, it goes through like your public facing assets, your websites and all of that. Then the internal deals with like services, like the applications that Mr. Gabriel talked about and all of that. So they don't exist natively in the like SIGSA with XDR, for example. It's that comes with the higher tier license, which is the Sophos Managed Detection and Response.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Akin, for that. So I suppose that answers Mr. Gabriel's question. And I can no longer see any more question in the chat. So I want to assume that there are no questions again to be asked. So before we close, here's a valuable opportunity that we think you shouldn't miss. We think, so firstly, experience Sophos XDR for free for 30 days. So this is just, you test its full capabilities in your own environment. So if you're already onboarded with Sophos XDR, would like to help you maximize its impact with tailored hands-on support. And also, if you're looking for expert-led strength hunting, our team is ready to proactively detect, respond, and reinforce your security posture whenever you need it. So to get started, please do well to send an email to us at solagos@relianceinfosystems.com. So thank you everyone for your time. We hope that you have been able to get valuable insights from today's session, and we would love to continue this conversation with you. To stay updated on the very valuable insights and information from us at Reliance Infosystems, please do well to follow us on all of our various social media platforms, on LinkedIn, reliance.infosystems, on Facebook at Reliance Infosystems, on Instagram at Reliance Infosys, and on the X platform at Reliance Infosys. Thank you everyone once again for joining this workshop. Do have yourself a good rest of the day. Bye everyone.